Bandai just announced another card game. Surprise, I know. But still really cool considering that this time around, it's actually Gundam. Gundam was probably one of the biggest reasons a lot of people even bothered to check out Battle Spirit Saga when it got a collaboration with Set 2. Honestly, Gundam is just a huge IP in general, especially in Japan, but even here. The amount of friends I have that just build Gunpla and have them all around and watch the entirety of the show and everything like that, and even myself, I've been watching Gundam as a kid all the way back with Gundam Wing. With that in mind though, we didn't actually get too much information. We essentially just got a teaser page that in 6 days they'll be introducing more details and giving us a first announcement look, which means that this was more of a teaser of things to come. We did get a trailer, which didn't provide much, to be totally honest. We didn't get to see cards or how the game is played or anything of the sort. However, we did get a quick look at the board, so we can actually take a second to analyze that. So from the looks of it, and it's a little bit more clear if we actually flip it 90 degrees, there's a few key points that we can point to, especially with the way that we know Bandai likes to develop their games. Though there are some differences with how the board is laid out. So left going right, I think it's very clear that that stack is probably the life. Ever since all the way back with Masters, every single one of their games uses cards as life, except for Battle Spirits, but that's because it's based on the OG Battle Spirits. Here, there's no surprise that they probably take that more modern design ever since Masters and utilize cards as life, which is what I assume those cards on the left is, which makes me question what that vertical card is, but it may just be a specific mechanic to how life works in this specific game. Then going on to the middle, I have to assume that that's some type of leader. Clearly, Bandai has identified that leaders are incredibly powerful as far as marketing the game. They've done it with One Piece, they've done it with Dragon Ball, but there are some games that don't, so it might not be that. Battle Spirits doesn't have a leader, Union Arena doesn't have a leader. So the question is, what are the units in the middle? And maybe it's kind of like a Pokemon style situation where you bring a unit up and that's like your active mode unit. Who's to say, but that's what I think the cards in the back are. So in the bottom right corner, we see those sideways and vertical cards. I have to assume those are your additional units, your additional battle cards, your mechs, your Gundams. How is it going to work, the interaction between Gundams, mechs, and of course the pilots, and how does that play into each other? Maybe the front is where the pilots are and you swap between the different Gundams. Not entirely sure. And then on the right side, we've got the deck and what is presumably the trash, which Can Bandai stop calling it a trash? I think that's like such a not elegant name for what is a discard pile. So then from there, the only thing that's left is the bottom left corner, which based on its position, I assume is some kind of like additional resource pile, or maybe it's something like an extra deck, who knows? But it definitely feels like it's something that's away from the core gameplay and an additional component to that. That said, that's all there really is for us to work with. And I know for many people, they're probably not feeling too great that Bandai is taking on another TCG, but Gundam is one of those IPs I wouldn't be surprised got their full backing, especially since Bandai actually has a better control of the Gundam IP, if I recall correctly, based on like IP licensing and all that kind of jazz. So I'm really excited to see the kinds of things that they can bring to this, and honestly the innovations. I like a lot of what the core Bandai games bring to the table. Of course, I've been playing Dragon Ball Masters all of 7 years ago, and I've played every single one of their games from Digimon, One Piece, and now Fusion World, and Battle Spirit Saga. So with that in mind, I do enjoy the way Bandai designs games, and I want to see how they change up the formula this time. If they can lean into things of like the interaction from Battle Spirits, I think that would be phenomenal, alongside the iconic, fantastic art of all their different games. I mean, Digimon has some of the best art in the entire industry for cards that are like commons. So if we can bring that level of artistry plus the interaction from like Battle Spirits and jam that into like some really fluid, easy to pick up, but hard to master game, I'm all ears and super excited to see it. With that said though, I'm not going to stretch the runtime of this video. Keep eyes on Bandai socials. In 6 days from the posting of this video, we're going to get even more details. And you guys are going to want to get subscribed so that we keep up with everything that we know about the game once we get more info. That said, I'll catch you guys on the next one.